Hi, my name is Natalia, and this is the story of how I remodeled my friend's college apartment bar. So I go to Ohio University, and my boyfriend and his friends bought an apartment that was ridiculously cheap and had this amazing bar, but it needed a little help. So we made it into this. So their landlord seemed cool, and we went ahead and started brainstorming some ideas without getting the landlord's permission, hoping that it would increase the value of the place and that he wouldn't care too much. Since I'm majoring in design, my boyfriend asked me to come up with some ideas, so I brainstormed some on my iPad. Finally, we came up with 2 designs that we loved and that were simple enough to make in a couple of weeks, and we decided on a font, and finally this was the final design that we picked. So first we went ahead and painted the wall entirely black. Next was mapping out the triangle outline with painter's tape. So then we went to Lowe's and got some paint, but quickly realized that this green was not at all what we wanted. We called it laser tag green, so we went back to the store and got some other green paint, and it worked out perfectly. Here's some pictures of us painting, and the right is how I mapped it out on my iPad. Here is a video of one of my boyfriend's roommates, Eric and Waffle, their cat.
Waffle, move.
And then once we were done painting all the triangles, we walked right into the door and realized that for whatever stroke of luck, the triangles that we had painted lined up perfectly and created this awesome optical illusion, so it looks like one cohesive triangle. We were extremely happy about it. Next up came projecting the logo onto the wall and tracing it so that we could paint it. And then here's a little time lapse of me painting the Athens logo onto it. It took way longer than I expected. You had to be super detailed to make sure that you didn't mess it up. I kind of freaked out because I thought that their address was a little crooked, but in the end, ended up working out fine and looking super cool. Along this process, I used a little bit more painter's tape to make sure that the lines were perfectly straight. And then for the rest of the Ohio part, I just ended up freehanding it. So after the wall was done, next up came the bar. So first, to paint the bar, we sanded and spackled everything to make sure that it was a smooth surface before we started painting it. Then we painted the bar black and painted the trim white and green. So another thing that we did is that we punched out the wooden boards that were right behind those windows. We filled it with bottles, and then we painted a meter stick black and hid a LED light strip behind it so that it would illuminate the bottles. And then it ended up looking like this. And that was it. Everybody loves the bar, and last week the landlord came to the apartment to give a tour, and although he was incredibly surprised, he loved it so much, and the people touring were so amazed by it and wanted to rent the place just because of it.